I'm Mia, and this is my current summer makeup routine. So, yeah. Also, it's currently hot as hell in my room, and I don't want to turn on my fan, which is kind of why I'm doing this, so I can kind of simulate, you know, everything. And I know I've mentioned it before, I don't wear as much makeup outside as I do in here for videos, just because it's so much more effort and brushes and everything. So I do a very lighter weight, less coverage, very simple look. But this is what I usually use for summer. It's a fairly, some of this is new that I'm gonna start incorporating more into my routine. But yeah, let's get into it. It's so funny because I have a very specific way I usually do my makeup, but when it's for like outside world makeup, I can't do it in the way I usually do because I don't do as much, so it just doesn't make sense to do so. So we're gonna go, I'm not gonna do as much skin prep as usual. This is from Kiehl's. This is the Better Screen UV Serum Sunscreen. This has a broad spectrum of SPF 50, and it comes with, and there's collagen peptides in it. This was gifted to me last year. But this is one of the only sunscreens that works well on me and doesn't make my skin inflamed. It does have like a fairly traditional sunscreen smell, but unfortunately that's just kind of the price you pay. So I'm gonna get that in there, and it's gonna seem kind of redundant, but I am going to go in with an SPF, a tinted SPF after this. But I obviously can't use in as much SPF as I would need to use with the tint to get your usual recommended amount of sunscreen would be a stupid amount. So I'd rather just layer sunscreens. And I know that seems redundant, but like it makes sense to me because it's a fairly sheer tint, so if I like do a bunch, it's just gonna start to look weird. But obviously we want this to get down. Also, my skin looks so nice for some reason. Like, tonally, it's not that bad. I did try to avoid my nose a little. Also, I do my ears, I do my neck, but for the purposes of this video, when I'm not going outside, less things to wipe off after. You know? Makes kind of sense. And then this is from Beauty of Josean? I don't know. This is the Daily Tinted Food Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 40. This is in LN 110. Unfortunately, it seems that this is getting discontinued, which is really rude because this is like a fairly perfect shade match for me. This is also very liquidy, but it's also a tinted SPF, so what do we expect? This is something that I'd rather just go in with my hands because I feel like a brush is going to look a little stupid, but it gives again a nice little tint. But again, the amount I'd have to use to get the recommended amount of sunscreen would be a lot, and then it would start to pill and look weird, and I hate the feeling of things on my hand. That's why I hate. This is also very, very dewy, but it's a sunscreen, so surprise, surprise. Ugh. But it's one of the only ones that's not overly orange on me, which is impressive because I'm very fair, and that happens a lot. I am wiping my hands because this is disgusting and I hate it. Also, I got a pack of Neutrogena makeup wipes from a campaign. I don't like them on my face, but they'll work for my hands. I don't like scented wipes on my face, and like these are like overly scented. But like, girl, look at that. And again, it's obviously not like full coverage, but it works for what I need to do. And next, this is from NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Thickening Brow Mascara in Brunette. I can't get this open now because my hands are all gross. This isn't my favorite brow gel. But it's one of the only tinted ones I have, and it does in fact stay. It's just, I have an awkward brow color, and then my brow, ooh, and my hair don't match obviously, so it's just a weird, but like, I feel like cool browns are usually too dark, you know, medium browns are too warm. Again, it's just an awkward, but like, it just makes me look too, this is like too dark for me. But it does, you know, like, stuck. And I know I've used this before, and I talk about this a lot when I talk about doing like light makeup or packing my makeup bag. This is from PERIPERA. This is the Sugar Twinkle Eye Duo Stick. I honestly don't know if the shade is Sugar Twinkle and the product is Duo Eye Stick, or the product is Sugar Twinkle Duo Eye Stick. But this is the shade 01. This is, I use the more rounded side and not the pointy side. This is so beautiful and so sparkly, and she stays exactly where you put her. This is such a long wearing product. Like, I've packed this every time I've gone to New York. I use this every time I like do my outside makeup, and I never have anything move. Also, yes, I know I look very dewy. This is going to be resolved after. And then my favorite outdoor makeup mascara is the CoverGirl Lash Blast Bond Mascara in the shade Extreme Black. I don't curl my lashes, I'm going to be honest here. Because, one, I hate the feeling of a, whatchamacallit, lash curler. Two, I think it's stupid. But also, even with a lash curler, my lashes can't usually hold a curl. This and like wands like this will definitely help me. Whoosh. I'm gonna have to wipe that off. Like, see, look at that. But like, this is so good. And my lashes are like fairly short usually. Like, my eyes are two different. My eyelashes are on both eyes are two different like lengths, so it's just an awkward, but this kind of makes them look a little more even sometimes, most of the times. But like, it's very black, it doesn't make me look overly clumpy, and I don't flake, I don't smudge. I've never had it like run, and I got caught in the rain with this, even though it's not advertised as waterproof. Sorry, I was reaching to get a Q-tip. So, and again, this is just for me being messy with application, because I'm tired. I should have done this way earlier in the day, I'm gonna be so honest. But my friend was working nearby, and she's like, I want to see the dog after work. So she came, you know, like literally, sorry. She came literally right when I was going to do my makeup, so I'm like, girl, I love you, girl. And then this is from Huda Beauty. This is the blush filter liquid blush. This is the shade Berry Fever, which is not the shade I usually use. Usually I use Strawberry Cream, but figured, new year, new blush. But we're going to rub this in a lot, actually. I'm just going to do a little, not too heavy-handed on my blush. I know, surprise, surprise, who am I? But since I'm not wearing so much makeup, just doesn't make sense to do like the blush that I usually do. So I like to keep it a little more focused, like right there. Like, that's perfect. Like, literally cherub, angelic. But she came, she met Bridget finally. She's like, this is perfect and beautiful, and she's amazing. I'm like, speak for yourself. But I feel like this blush looks good on me when I'm not doing like a full face. I do still bring it up a little, but also because I'm going to cover that with my bangs in the long run, so it doesn't really matter how much it looks like on the side. And then this is from Beaubble. This is the Rudy Berry collab they did. This is the Berry Freckle pen. This is like my favorite freckle pen. These are so long lasting. They're a fairly natural color in comparison to my actual ones. And again, they are very long wear. They are beautiful and perfect. And again, since I do have freckles, but sometimes they just get a little shy and get hidden behind things. So I don't usually spend enough time out in the sun during the summer for them to actually show up all the time. So I just touch up a little, and like I get them blended out so they don't look so obviously fake. It's like, who's gonna know? If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't have known. And then, this is from Wet n Wild. This is the 5-in-1 Essence Primer and Finish Powder. This stuff is so good. And again, I'm very dewy right now. This is gonna slip right off my face. I'm gonna go in with a big powder brush and just go all over this. Because again, since this is a sunscreen, it's very dewy, so it's gonna be very slippery. And I don't want my makeup going too many places. I will also use, I'm not gonna do it for this because it defeats the purpose. I do also use a sand spray. I've been using the L'Oreal Infallible one, and that stays. Like, she's not going anywhere anytime soon. I haven't used the Milk Hydro Grip in a while, but that was also a really good sand spray, but it was just a little more hydrating. But since I get very oily in the summer, I don't want that. And then this is from Kaja. This is the Jelly Charm Lip Stain. This is the shade Cherry Spritz. I usually just do like a light like this, because I haven't found a very good long wear lip stain or lip liner stain. Jesus Christ, that looks so much brighter than usual. What the hell? And then I'll usually put a little on my cheeks because this is fairly sheer over, because then I get some dew back and then it ties the color back in. Yeah, see? Like I said, I just haven't found like a good like lip liner stain yet, and it just hasn't. And I also obviously don't overline lips all that much because it doesn't look good, and again, I don't have a lip liner to use, so just one of those things, it doesn't make sense. But I need to go fix my bangs, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, and then this is it. Like I said, it was gonna be very simple, very boring, because like I said, I just needed something to get done because I'm working for the next week. But like I said, this is, I know I do all these fun, fantastic looks, and honestly, if I had the time in the morning and the patience, I would do something. Like sometimes I'll do like eyeshadow, like something colorful, but I won't do a full face usually because I'm just, they need to make sure that it's like even and perfect and blah 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 blah. So this is just a little easier in the long run. And Boston's born, they don't appreciate shit. So, but again, very simple, very boring. But this has been my usual like summer routine lately. Again, the blush and the lip colors can be changed out, it doesn't matter. But I do like that, again, I like a cohesive lip and cheek.